I'm David Higgins. We're here at Mount Washington for the Climb to the Clouds Hillclimb. This event means a lot to Vermont sports car, and the challenge here, I really want to beat the record that's been standing for an awful long time, but at the same time it'd be really neat if I could try and beat Travis's unofficial one as well, because as a driver you want to beat the fastest time that's been up the hill, not necessarily always just the one that's fastest on paper. One of the big factors here of this event is obviously the climb to the clouds. You really are going right into them. Times that you get real good visibility, you can read the road well, but then the times when the fog comes down you can't see anything. That's where it gets real tough, because you start to question yourself, and as soon as you start doing that, that's when it's easy to make a mistake. It almost plays tricks with your mind, because you're fairly convinced with all the practice and all the sort of rehearsals you've done going into it that you know the road, but as soon as you can't then see that road in front of you, it's a whole different story. The big challenge of driving this road is unlike anything you ever do normally. It's like a traditional rally stage, but you're doing it on your own. The road's nature itself has many surface changes. You've got a real twisty section, camber changes, obviously you're always climbing. You even go onto gravel. You've got lots of things to try and deal with, and on a normal situation with a co-driver you can feed all that information in, but for like what we've had to do today, you've had to try and memorise it, which goes against everything we normally do. I'm used to learning to drive to what I hear, and now I've had to go back to driving to what I see again, and that's been probably the toughest thing you've had to do with this hill this weekend. It's the same car I used for the Rally America series, although most of the Rally America stuff, apart from a few super special stages, is all on gravel, so to get it to drive the car on tarmac is obviously a little bit different, but also we have more power, we have a bigger turbo because we're in an open class, there's no co-driver. We also run to a lower weight category, so obviously the car is much faster, accelerates faster, so there's a lot of new things to get used to, but it's nice to be in the familiar car. It's such a buzz to drive it every time, and it's one of those cars that as soon as you finish a stage or a run, you've always got a big smile on your face. Getting the tyre choice right for this event is going to be probably one of the key factors. We've only been able to practice the bottom half during the weekend because obviously the weather's been too bad to go on the top, so we haven't been onto the gravel yet. You look at the road, it all looks bone dry here, but as soon as you go maybe 1 mile up the road, you're into different conditions. You've got damp conditions, you've got the fog, so temperatures drop pretty quickly. And then the sun can come out pretty quickly again, so to try and get that choice right is real difficult, but we've got some of our rallycross tyres, we've got the traditional rally tyre, so we've got a great range here with BFGoodrich, and I'm sure with the knowledge we've got from the team and the tyres, so they will make the right call come race day. the record is one of those things. It's great to get a record, but you know, good conditions next year, you could come back and you could break it. And I'd love to try and break the 6-minute barrier. That's my real goal to try and do next. But you could come here 3 years in a row and the weather could be against you, and this record could either stand for a long time or it could go the first time someone comes. It's so much into the weather, the hill itself, and what happens. But you know, I'd love to come back again and have another go at it.